In my hand, I have a copy of the Standing Committee report on coal, which is extremely controversial. In my view, it puts question marks over both the BJP and the UPA, but that is my perspective. And we'll be debating that with Dr. Abhishek Singhvi of the Congress and Piyush Goyal of the BJP. My first question is to Dr. Singhvi. Dr. Singhvi, you know, what happened to the zero loss theory? I remember Jaiswal's, famous zero loss theory, where he said, I don't agree with the calculations of the CAG. And he went on to say that if coal is not mined, where is the loss?
No, I thought that was Mr. Chidambaram. Coal is in the womb of Mother Earth.
No. Jaiswal said in the joint press conference when Chidambaram was there, and Jaiswal repeat this, Chidambaram said if coal is not mined, if coal remains buried in Mother Earth, where is the loss? So broadly the same argument. Would you tonight want to concede that this zero loss theory has again been proven wrong? Dr. Singhvi.
Let me start by saying, Arnab, that there is an interesting conundrum here. Apart from one view that the BJP and the Congress was in the wrong, as far as pure policy is concerned, can we just look at it a little differently and consider that perhaps both were right as far as policy is concerned? Because from 93 till now, right or wrong, both have functioned under a particular policy. By a 2013 wisdom by hindsight, you may consider that policy not efficient enough, not effective enough, not getting the largest revenue, but that does not make the action under a prevailing policy wrong, illegal, corrupt or otherwise void. And therefore, I think that's the first point to be understood. We can all change the policy and we perhaps should change the policy. Personally, I believe, Arnab, that this first come, first serve rule in the Act itself should have been changed decades ago. Personally, I believe that the mining law is in a mess and a statutory change is required. And we all know that the statute has been on the book for a fairly long time. But till such time it is changed, the fact of the matter is that from 93 till now, a certain policy has been followed and I don't accept that.
Sir, you are today saying, your argument is very simple.
Number two.
What you are doing, doing, Dr. Singhvi, with greatest of respect, is you are throwing an olive branch at the BJP live on the Newshour. And you are saying that we were both, let's agree we were both right, let's attack the media for the interpretation.
I'm not going to agree with that.
First of all, to those you are throwing the olive branch to their response.
We completely disassociate with this kind of thinking. We believe.
What do you think Dr. Singhvi is doing?
We believe the situation changed between 93 and 2003. There was a particular situation. Around end of 2003, coal prices worldwide suddenly spiked and you saw that demand had picked up and there was more demand than what the availability was, and that's when the situation changed and more transparency and more competitive processes needed to be brought in.
Twisting the argument.
No, not at all. Here I
have the copy of the report.
I'm sorry, may I read from the report? May I read what the Government of India, the Government of India Ministry of Coal put out on 17th August 2012.
Let me read out what is more fresh.
Let me read out what is very relevant.
Let me read out the Standing Committee report.
What is relevant.
I throw one question at you, after that you can. Okay. My point to you is, my accusation is, as per the Standing Committee report, Piyush Goyal, to both the Congress and the BJP, the entire process is shrouded in secrecy. To the BJP specifically, lack of transparency. To the Congress, no auction, no revenue generation. Let me quote and say, the committee observes the most non-transparent procedure adopted from 1990 to 2000 for allocation and supply of blocks. Several coal blocks allocated to a few fortunates without disclosing the name to the public at large. The natural resources and state largesse were distributed to a few fortunates for their own benefit without following any transparent system. Would you at least plead that the system you followed was most non-transparent?
No, absolutely wrong, because you don't know the genesis of the
I am quoting the report.
Genesis I will read out to you.
Then you are rejecting the report.
I am rejecting it to the extent it refers to the 93 to 2004 period. And my colleague on the Standing Committee, Smriti Irani, has already sent a note of dissent on this report.
How can you reject a report and then use the report to ask for the Prime Minister's resignation?
I am reading out from the government's own statement. Now hear me out.
Which date is this?
The government on 17th August 2012.
So that's very old compared to what I have in mind.
17th August 2012. 2012 is 7 months ago,
Sir,
my friend.
it's a lifetime. I've got a
lifetime.
standing committee report.
But here, I'm substantiating the difference. Why 2004 is different.
Why are you pulling out an August report when I am giving you the standing committee report?
Let me finish.
No, is this report authentic
Arnab,
or
you must
inauthentic?
be willing to listen also sometimes.
Sure, but
right?
you must understand that this is a standing committee report we are debating.
So I'll explain where their problem comes from.
No, but you accept the report or
No,
not?
I don't. I'll explain to you what the problem is.
But you
there.
asked for the Prime Minister's resignation
We
based on
are,
this report.
but I'm explaining that why the difference is 2004. See, the
Briefly,
government...
and then I'm going to go back
Yeah,
to
the government says in this statement from the Press Information Bureau, which you must have read, between 93 and June 2004, 39 coal blocks were allocated. And now note this, Arnab. Initially, there was not much demand for such allocation, and the applicants themselves used to identify coal blocks and apply for allocation. Later on, due to increase in number of applications and to ensure consistency, a consolidated set of guidelines was evolved in November 2003.
Let Abhishek
So
Singhvi.
what I'm saying is,
Abhishek Singhvi.
1 minute, up to November 2003, the demand was so little as acknowledged by them that there was no need for any different procedure.
I think he understood the question.
When the time came, these guys, the government in power in 2004, failed the nation.
Dr. Singhvi, you know...
That is the difference between 2004
I disagree. I disagree.
You may choose to disagree. This is the government's own statement.
Well, that's an old statement. I gave you a new
old
statement.
or new, it's a fact.
Abhishek Singhvi, I believe you're a parliamentarian. You should believe in the parliament report. Dr. Singhvi.
Yeah, very interesting. I find the BJP stand getting curiouser and curiouser like Alice in Wonderland. Now look at this amazing set of contradictions. Number one, look at the inconsistency in the BJP stand. At least you will give me some merit for consistency. They don't agree to a very pointed question. There is an admission. They don't agree with the standing committee. And yet they demand the Prime Minister's resignation
I said that.
on the basis of a report which they don't agree. Secondly, let me complete. 1 minute. Secondly,
Let him complete.
Everything is going hunky-dory. It is to be ignored till 2003. Magically in 2003, because of a spike in prices, everything which happens after 2003 under the same policy is wrong. Magically, everything which happens prior to 2003 under the same policy is right. This kind of tails I win, heads I also win is something which only the BJP can do with a straight face. The exact argument is that prior to 2003, everything we did under the very same policy was okay, but suddenly because of a fact which we introduced, namely price rising, as if prices have never risen of coal earlier, or that they rose miraculously in May 2004 when the Congress came in.
Sir, do you disagree with the...
Here is the price chart. I have the price chart, Abhishek ji. The price chart shows that right up to August 2003, coal prices were steady at $20, $20 to $22. August 2003 to August 2004,
I have a simple
it
question.
rose to $60.
I have a simple question. You have come with, what is that? Australian thermal monthly.
You can take from any index.
Fine.
August 2003, the coal prices started rising. Therefore, the demand for coal blocks came
My
in.
question is fundamental tonight. Will the Congress party accept on the Newshour that as per the standing committee report, there was a loss? Because my reading of the report tells me that the standing committee concurs that there has been a revenue loss, albeit it does not put a figure to it.
I'll give you an honest answer.
Yes, honest answer.
I'll give you an honest answer, Arnab. Honest answer. The answer is yes and no.
Come on.
Yes. You apply...